Hello again, everyone. Saka here, and welcome back to Victoria 3. Let's learn Japan. And when we last left off, we've got some voting passed. So the government of Japan has the Agrarian Party and the Constitutional Reform Party. The shogunate has dropped massively in clout down to 11.8%, and that is allowing us to make toward the Ianari Restoration if we hold them less than powerful for 10 years. We are also trying to enact public schools at a 32% chance and building up more government administration because we have inefficient tax capacity. So let's churn through this and see what we can get into. And unfortunately, with more government administration, they are going to need more paper. And looking at the market paper price, we are running a deficit as of now, so we may need to increase our paper. It looks like transportation is the highest non-luxury good that we need to invest in, as well as explosives, and of course tools are always at a premium. And hopefully we can increase the standard of living. Pops are paying actually less than base price for their standard pop needs, but they are still paying 15% more for clothing, and that's 16% of their expenditures. So clothing, the textile mill is also something that we can get into once we get some paper to give us additional tax capacity. And government administration about to come in. Hopefully we can get that employment up. Once that is all said and done, we're going to hire an additional 5,000 people, bureaucrats, clergymen, and clerks. Hopefully that will increase our taxation capacity and bureaucracy a bit, as well as our urbanization certainly can't hurt. And yeah, getting that taxation capacity up. And we'll probably need to put in some more paper as it is pretty expensive. Tried to expand this paper mill out in 33 weeks. And unfortunately, that's going to drive up the cost of sulfur just a bit, but wood is still dirt cheap, so we won't have to improve much there. But hopefully we can get a lot more paper out of this. And looking at our report, the engines have increased in price tremendously. I wonder what happened there. Looking at engines though, okay, so that's gone back down. It's almost like perhaps the factories laid some people off and rehired them or something. But yeah, the price of engines are going back down, thankfully. Gold depleted in Hokkaido. Let's see if that brings any unemployed. Gold feels depleted. There's no more gold in them there hills. Unfortunate for less migration attraction, or no, we don't need no radicals. That's unfortunate. Let's take a look at our population. There are only 19 unemployed peasants. Hopefully they can find work. As far as Japanese Hokkaido, it looks like the iron mines are on the struggle bus a bit. They're not getting any tools, explosives, or coal. That's unfortunate. Yeah, the price of iron has really collapsed. So it says we'll increase by going to the condensing engine pump here at the iron mines. That should free up some workers. Just the bad thing about Japanese Hokkaido here is there's 9,000 peasants total, and only 93 are unemployed, so we can't open up another shop entirely. And I believe, yeah, this is Russian Hokkaido. I don't know if we can offer to take this off of their hands, perhaps? And the law has made an advancement. Public schools now up to 44.6%. So we rolled on that advance, got a 10% boost there. Still trying to get these public schools in. It's only a matter of time, thankfully. And speaking of only a matter of time, we're 13 weeks away from our paper mill, which should lower the cost of this government administration building. 155 days away from the election, it looks like the projected votes are going to be with the Agrarian Party, 15% with the Constitutional Reform Party, minus 40 on the momentum from a random roll, and then Nabeshima's popularity. So Nabeshima hopefully would step down sooner or later. That is cutting a lot of momentum out. As far as the Agrarian Party, they took a little bit of a hit, but Matsudaira is really popular, so power to the peasants, I suppose. The ongoing effort to implement public schools has captured the imagination of the Constitutional Reform Party. So yeah, some extra momentum or extra enactment chance. Well, that's not going to offset their momentum. They don't really have much momentum at all. So let's just boost up the success chance up to 66%. So there is no more debate. It's either really advanced success or a small chance to stall. And indeed, the price of paper has come down, price of iron has come down, but sulfur has really increased. Do we have a sulfur mine here in Kansai? So interesting enough, we can increase the sulfur production by turning the condensing engine pumps on. That'll really lower the cost of sulfur, drive up the cost of tools and coal just for a bit. But let's turn those on and take a look at our paper mill and see if the cost of sulfur has really gotten cheap. So yes, indeed. Now looking at the sulfur mines in Shikoku, transportation and explosives are at a premium. So I think we might need another railroad in Shikoku, or perhaps more explosives here. Yes, indeed, made at these chemical plants. So let's put in another chemical plant here in Kansai, 33 weeks away, and a little over a month until our next election, and public school will be up in May 1866, so in a few months' time after that. Election tomorrow. Let's see what happens here. All right, Agrarian Party got 83% of the votes, which is to be expected. Now we have a free government reform, and unfortunately we can't do that because the shogunate want to join the Agrarian Party. But we cannot confirm while they are being suppressed. So if that gives them enough power and they get over 20, we cannot do the Inari restoration. So I think for now we are going to stand on ceremony. We won't bring in the parties as of yet until we get that restoration done. We will just sort of keep them on the back foot for now and roll with what we've got. So the next election is in 4 years. So we might have to do one more election and not change the government. We'll get the restoration between the next election and the following. And then if the shogunate still exists, we can move them in after the restoration here. And almost time to enact public schools, question mark? No. Extra teachers. Parents who have experience teaching children at home are offering to assist as teachers in rural areas to facilitate the public school system. All right, so agriculture and ranches throughput go down by 15%, but 12% extra enactment chance, or a 6% enactment chance. I mean, we're doing okay. We're not going to let this distract from other work. I don't want my agriculture and my ranches throughput shoddy. So a nearly 3 out of 4 chance. Come on now. So the upper strata is really feeling the pinch from porcelain. I don't know why they're buying so much porcelain, but the fact that porcelain is really pegged, and it's 13% of all their expenditures, but they are secure, so I'm still wanting to improve our lowest strata, and clothing would be the way to do that. Sewing machines would be quite good. That would definitely lower the cost of clothing. We'd have to make up for it in tools and dye, however. I don't know about our trade routes. Is there something going on? So we only require 37 convoys. Is there anything we can do? We're exporting tools. Can we cancel that at all with the Heavenly Kingdom? Nice. Mechanized workshops unlocked, plus 10 economy of scale building cap. And there is the sewing machines, mechanized looms, mechanized workshops. All right, so let's take a look at our buildings and see what we can do here. So textile mills can go to sewing machines. that's going to really increase the cost of all tools and dies. So I don't think we're ready for that just yet. As far as tooling workshops, nope, still tools there. But we can do our furniture manufactories. That gets us more furniture. It uses up more tools and wood, but not as many tools. So I think the next thing we build is a tool workshop after the sulfur mines. But hopefully that will lower the cost of furniture in the market, and hopefully some of these luxury furnitures as well. 4 to 7 months on chemical bleaching for bone, china, and paper bleaching. That might actually be good. So 4 to 7 months on that should be a quick turnaround. All right, let's increase the chemical plants. That should lower the cost of explosives tremendously, as well as fertilizer. I'm sure the farmers would really appreciate that. We'll see if we need any more sulfur or coal. Iron looks to be okay, and our explosives would really come into play if we invented dynamite. So that might be one thing that we look forward to, as the price of explosives has really collapsed here. And we need improved fertilizer as well to really boost up the rice farms. All right, so let's focus on the next issue, which would probably be tools, I would say. 34 weeks will get the tools underway. The tools are used in quite a lot of things. So the more tools we can get, the better. And hopefully we can work on some fertilizer research so we can use the fertilizers that is being produced in our chemical plants. And right now they are trying to just hold even, not really hiring, eating into the cash reserves a bit, so we need something to use explosives or fertilizer. And looking at now, 4 years to get the improved fertilizer there. And dynamite, oops, no, another 4 years for dynamite as well. So we're sort of at a standstill with our chemical plant, unfortunately. I wonder if we can do some exporting here. If we look at trade routes and potential for export, I would say, oh nice, pharmaceuticals unlocked. I'm not going to argue with that. All right, so we could export them to the Americans, but that would be really unproductive. However, Taiping wants 101 extra fertilizer. Let's take a look at our market. How much fertilizer are we ahead by? So we're ahead by 6 as of now. What can this expand to, I wonder? So we're making 121. So a small fertilizer export would be a lot better, I think. Perhaps to the Russian market. So we'll do those convoys there. And then hopefully that will spur on the need for more fertilizer to be made and try to get these guys a profit. There we go. Now we have public schools, the education institution, better education access and assimilation. Everything is awesome, and only the monks were upset about that. So next step, is there anything the peasants want to pass that we could also push through? So agrarianism to subsidize. We're not really in a position to subsidize, but the extra aristocrat investment pool contribution might be big, as well as government run for railway. 47% chance. Let's see if there's anything that the intelligentsia wants to be passed. I think with a 47% base, let's try to pass agrarianism. Vote in August. It's already off to a good start. All right, approval plus 11, extra infrastructure, awesome. Shogunate, noble privileges activated, okay. Central bank is spreading, awesome. And we really don't care what the shogunate think. And we're halfway through the Ianari restoration so far, and 25 weeks away from our tooling workshop here. All right, Heavenly Kingdom has been boosted to plus 50, so improving relations is now done with the Heavenly Kingdom. Let's improve relations with the United States. Who is in charge of the U.S. by the by here? President Evander Rapier. That is an interesting name. Absolutely hated. That's what I'm talking about. All right, chemical bleaching done. Bone china for glassworks and paper bleaching for paper mills. All right, so Glassworks, the bone china reduces, yeah, it gives us more porcelain, but it eats up more dye. But we stand to make a lot more money. All right, so that is fine. And paper bleaching also uses more dye. So I have a feeling I know what the next thing is going to be for sure. But the cost of porcelain goes down, price of dye shoots sky high, cost of paper goes down as well. We need to get some dye up and running. And for now, let's see, 600 convoys available to Taiping. Let's see if we can import that dye and get the cost of dyes lowered for the time being here. So the rotary valve engine is spreading to us naturally. However, would it be faster to research? So it would be 2 years with that boost. And then we would still have to research dynamite or fertilizer on top of that. Let's go with fertilizer. That way our fertilizer chemical plant would be able to supply the farms with what they need. Yeah, there we go. Dye got a whole lot cheaper. That is what I am talking about. And then once we make this tooling workshop, we'll boost up sewing machines, get a whole lot more clothes, and hopefully that will keep the price of tools moderately okay with this new shop coming up. All right, tooling workshop level 5. Let's swap to sewing machines here. All right, sewing machines turned on. That's going to drive up the cost of tools just a bit, but we are filling in another tooling workshop as we speak, hopefully driving the cost down. Looks like coal might be the next thing we might have to focus on here. But yeah, outputting a lot more tools to keep that, and engines have really spiked. Also, to help with our explosive usage, we can open up another coal mine in Kyushu now that we have the tooling workshop built. That will lower the price of coal, and it is used in a ton of things. Especially if we can get another railroad up in Kyoto to improve the transportation, as that, besides opium, is our most highest price, that is for sure. That will also allow the engine makers to make a bit of a profit. I believe we only have one engine factory in Japan as a whole. All right, raising concerns. The samurais have expressed their concerns. No, they need to accept it. So that will be a little bit less political strength for the samurai and a grassroots support for law. So plus 20% enactment chance and more peasant, or they become loyalists of the lower strata. Well, I like the enactment chance, so that will boost it up to 67% before the first vote. And how in the world did tea get so expensive? Now, I know we're not British, but still, I'm sure our folks would like some tea. Inefficient agriculture, oh crap. Industrials have started complaining about substance farms in Kanto. They become radical or lowered interest group approval for the industrialists. And right now the industrialists are sitting at plus 20. And what is their, job creators just gets plus 10. So we don't want any radical. They serve our purposes, but of course we do want to get rid of those farms as soon as we can. Factories are here, Micronesian people. All hands and the bourgeoisie group approval. Yeah, we don't need manufacturing industry throughput to go down, so all hands on deck, if you please. Right, coal mines fully staffed. Now I wonder, because tea is still really high, but so is, the transportation. I think that's what we need to do right now. So let's get another railway going in Kyoto here. Try to lower the cost of that transportation. Now that we have the coal and the wood to support, maybe engines as well. We'll have to take a look and see. Yeah, transportation and luxury furniture are peaked as well. Yeah, we need 25 luxury furniture. So one more furniture manufacturing would be okay, I believe. But I think we have to set it up in a place. Let's see, so Chubu is focusing on non-luxury, and Okay, so the one in Kansai is focused on luxury. Yeah, so hardwood is dirt cheap. Fabric is okay. Tools, once again, dang old tools. It would be nice to get improved tooling workshops, that is for sure. We're already making steel tools, maxing that out. The rotary valve engine would just change the all hands on deck. So really we just need more outright tooling workshops. And Discord with the Samurai, what is going on here? With their support, the bill will pass. Oh, perfect, 15% enactment chance and Samurai gets member flight. Yes, the bill shall pass. 82% next time around, and that vote will be on the 18th of November. And I like the look at that. No chance of debate, no chance of stalling, just a 17% chance of advancing or an 82% chance of going through. Next vote is in 1870, so 2 years away from that. And then, after we get through with that, we'll get the honorable restoration. And then whatever happens to the shogunate after that, we can integrate them into the government if that would make us more legitimate. And probably get us up to 100% legitimacy, which would be outstanding. Nice, general staff unlocked. We've got some military tech, and I'm not exactly sure if going up to skirmish infantry. No, we don't even have any ammunition or small arms. We have no military to speak of, that is for sure. Field works. Okay, so the next army tech spreading to us. And there we go, railroad up. Basically, let's double what we've already got. Capitalists, machinists, clerks, and laborers ready to go. We'll see what this does to the cost of engines when it's all said and done. We might have to provide them with more engines here. Oh, City of Plenty. The most prominent members of Kansai High Society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in new and lavish urban buildings. So if we let them celebrate, the upper and middle become loyalists, or the party will never end. They get luxurious parties for 9 years and 25%. Let's just let them celebrate. We're not going to dip into our own pocket to help fund their lavish parties. We've got our own work to do here. Now that this motor industry has to provide more engines for that railroad, they're using more steel. Interesting enough, so we need to get another steel mill up and running, it seems. Yes, indeed. That's expensive. One more steel mill in Kyoto, if you please. Iron is dirt cheap, coal is getting up there, and of course tools. Can't do anything without coal or tools these days. But hopefully we can lower the cost of that steel for sure. And let's see if agrarianism comes in right at the end of the episode here. 81%, it's gotta pass, right? There we go, sweet. All right, we can subsidize agriculture, ranches, plantations, and infrastructure, and trade centers, peasants, industrialists, and all that good stuff. Outstanding. Now, before we head out, let's see if there's another law we can pass. So since we have taxation based on land-based, traditional form mainly from the peasantry, but if women own land, would that mean an increase in taxes, I wonder? It says an extra workforce ratio, which would be great for like Japanese Hokkaido. Sure. Let's see if we can enact that. It looks like it might be a bit of an uphill battle here, but we will see if there is any opposition here. Of course, the monks, the samurai, and empty the investment pool, eh? Current amount in investment pool. No, it is construction of those types of buildings. So after 30 weeks, when our steel mill is built up, if we choose to build agriculture, plantations, ranches, or infrastructure, that will be pulled from the investment pool. Oh, that's pretty handy indeed. So looking at this, I don't know if railway is considered infrastructure. It says it is, so it might not be a bad idea to use that investment pool to get our transportation needs down. Then say the tea plantation, As long as we don't go into more tool usage, we might have to do that. But I think for now we will be done for this week. We are almost 1/4 of the way enacting the propertied women, which is the 14th of July, 1869. We're almost 3/4 through the honorable restoration period, and we do have a vote coming up pretty soon. The next election is in 1870, so next episode we will have another election, and then hopefully we can drain this investment pool, getting some infrastructure in and more plantations. So yeah, pretty good episode. Also, if these shogunate generals kick the bucket, I wouldn't be none too opposed. But that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Victoria 3 video. Take care.